The Empowerment for Unemployed Youth initiatives has accused Senate leadership of deliberately delaying the confirmation of Engineer Abdullahi Garba as chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, saying the hold-up amounts to obstruction of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's power sector reform agenda. The co-convener of the organization, Comrade Ude Umata, speaking to newsmen in Abuja, said the Senate Committee on Power, chaired by Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, has completed vetting and forwarded a recommendation for Ramat's confirmation on October 22, 2025, but the full Senate is yet to act on that recommendation. The Ude Umata alleged that some parliamentarians seeking regional influence and personal advantage has used pressure tactics and intimidation to frustrate the nomination, and specifically accused Senate President Godswill Akpabio and his deputy Bara Jubri of engineering the delay for private political ends rather than on grounds of public interest. The group also highlighted Ramat's professional credentials, noting his background in electrical engineering, a PhD in strategic management, membership of the Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria current, its Harvard alumni status, and previous role as pioneer managing director of the Kano State Metropolitan Agency, and argued this qualification make him suited to lead reform at NERC. Comrade Uda Umata warned that if Ramat's confirmation is not concluded within 48 hours, the initiative will mobilize unemployed youth for sustained protests at the National Assembly and the NERC office, and demanded that the Senate President publicly explain the reason for the prolonged delay.
The unnecessary delays and immediately confirm Engineer Abdullahi Garba as the Chairman, National Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. This is at this World Press Conference. Since the silence in the face of injustice amounts to complicity, and that is why we are not keeping silent again. It is on this note that we have chosen to take a stand and speak courageously to power in order to put an end to the injustice that has strayed the unnecessary, inexplicable, and inexcusable delay in confirming the nomination of Engineer Abdullahi Garba as chairman of NERC by the Nigerian Senate. Let us put it on record that on the 22nd of October 2025, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, Harcourt, Abia South, and Chairman, Senate Committee on Power, and his committee, after a thorough vetting exercise, presented the trial of Engineer Abdullahi Garba, Mr. Abubakar Yusuf, and Faud Olayinka Anemoshon as Chairman, Commissioner Consumer Affairs, and Commissioner Finance and Administration, respectively, of NERC. However, instead of performing their statutory responsibility of screening and confirming the appointments and nominations from Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Senate decided to constitute a public obstacle to the reform agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, especially in the power sector. Apart from willfully sabotaging the power reforms as enshrined in the Renewed Hope agenda, the actions of the Senate under Senator Godswill Akpabio speaks eloquently about the integrity of our democratic institutions and their motives in the grand natural scheme. One would expect that the only job of the Senate is to screen whoever the president appoints And when there are reasons for that screening not to scale through, as we have seen, the empirical fact will be presented and the president will be advised. This time around, there has been a nomination, there has been a screening, and then somebody is simply sitting on it. We are not moving, even when the country is supposed to be running fast. And this is just dirty politics. Our clandestine findings in this suspicious and questionable debacle indicate that some parliamentarians in the Senate seeking regional political influence appear increasingly determined to act as obstacles to the reform agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, seeking instead to impose their personal interests on this critical national appointment. Therefore, rather than supporting the administration in its effort to build strong institutions and deliver progress, they resort to pressure tactics, intimidation, and blackmail of appointees and nominees of Mr. President. This conduct undermines governance, erodes public trust, and sabotages our national development. Up till now, the Senate has not told us the reason why, like the Princess of Persia, this appointment has been held in the air. The delay in the confirmation of Engineer Abdullahi Garba, a seasoned and experienced professional, is reportedly due to the actions of the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and his deputy, Senator Barau Jibrin. Unfortunately, these two men are top leaders who in public claim to support the president, but in private work against his decisions because of their personal political schemes. Sadly enough, no concrete reasons have been advanced to justify the prolonged delay in confirming this appointee.